definitely great to see the data correlate and everything like that.
True.
Into the green week.
All right, I'm
There's
going
a couple
live now.
interesting spots this week.
So we live right now. What's the Line podcast? Week 7. Looking like the dog days of the NFL. All right, we're official. Let me tweet this out. And let's get right into it, man. I don't even want to wait. I'm ready to see this Thursday night game. So let's hop into it. And we're back. Ante Up Consulting presents What's the Line podcast, week 7. I'm your host, the meticulous Mark P. It's looking like we're running a 3-man weave here today. Got Soundman in the building. Soundman, how you feeling? All right. He looks like maybe having some sound difficulties. Prop God Paris in the building, making his annual return to the podcast. How you feeling, my guy?
What it do? First time on the pod this year. It feels like I've been running around just every time guys recording. I've been trying to get on the past couple times, but schedule's been crazy, life's been crazy. But we're still working though. Let's believe that. We're always working.
Definitely still working, man. If you don't know, Prop God, super profitable. The numbers, we got an Excel sheet. You can see all of that, but a lot of plus units. I don't know if you got it off the top of your head, your plus your units, maybe last season.
Last season we were crushing it. I think we finished the season over 100 units on straight bets, another 10 units on futures. Last season we were crushing it. We got the slower start this year. But we are over 10 units now. I think we're 11, something like that. I left my check. So we just been mucking it up. Definitely missed out on a couple big money spots, but been green. 5 out of 7 weeks, 4 weeks in a row. So we just still rolling, still trusting the process, still cashing out.
Yes, sir. We in the building, man. Big Soundman is around. Soundman, are you there? What's going on, my guy?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I bet, man. Little TDs, little technical difficulties, and I'm here, man. What's up, man?
Good, man. Week 7, dog days of the NFL. How you feeling?
I'm all right. You know what I mean? Dog days for sure, man. Week 7. Let's get to it, man.
All right, man. Let's get to it. So I'm gonna start it off like this. With a best bet of mine. Because I like to get straight to it these days. It's on the board. I'm going with the New York Giants, baby. Plus the 3 points in Jacksonville. Cue the Alicia Keys, cue the Jay-Z. I need it, baby. So I'm rolling with the Giants this week. The Giants, we obviously know 5-1 straight up this year. 4-0 against the spread as a dog. Brian Daboll has come in and sort of just changed the culture, right? And then he's actually sort of coaching around the fact that, Daniel Jones, Danny Dimes, not too great, 31st in passing yards per game. But this Giants team is able to run the ball, throw out some wildcat, really just, take advantage of the clock, first downs. Football, real football shit, classic. And I think that, the fact, on top of that, they're 14-9 against the spread. These Giants are as a road dog. They're great in that spot. But the spot of all spots, the Jaguars, last 18 games versus the NFC, 2-16 against the spread, 0-18 straight up. I got to rock with the Giants here. And then I think that Trevor Lawrence may be hurt. We'll talk about hurt quarterbacks a little bit more a little later down the line. But I am going to take the Giants here, plus the 3 points, 14-9 against the spread as a road dog. And then I gave out another stat earlier in the Discord. I think it is teams that all right, so last 20 years, NFL teams that are 80% win and cover rate are 12-6-1 against the spread as an underdog. Giants are in that row. You want to rock with the New York, baby. New York. Paris, what you think, man?
I just like this as well. It's definitely a fade of the Jags. I was about to throw the same stat versus NFC that you threw out. But even in the last 4 times the Jags were favored, I think they lost straight up all 4 times. So, the Giants is the only way to go here. I additionally actually have a prop bet on this game as well, a plus money bet even before I put in Discord. Uh, 3.5. Trevor Lawrence rushing attempts over 3.5 at plus 115. I like that spot a lot. He's covered in the last 3 games. I think the Jags have really adopted a different style of offense the past month or so. Since the Philly game where it was really mucking up in the rainy weather, the last 3 games the Jags have really adopted a more ground and pound run style, where they're featuring less James Robinson, more Etienne, and more getting back to what Trevor Lawrence was doing at Clemson, where he was much more of a dual threat QB. Still have flashbacks of him versus O State in the college football championship game. So, but Lawrence has been doing his stay on the ground lately. Covered his line the last 3 games. And then now we're getting plus money. There's a flat threes, a minus 120 at points bet, also a DK, and also William Hill is a minus 122. But I like the 3.5 plus money once the TS users.
All right, we get 3.5. I gotta take it. 3.5. Then there it is. Sound man, any thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna side with the Giants here, right? A couple of reasons. I think the Jags, first couple weeks, they were cute. You know what I'm saying? They played good ball. But I think, I've been getting caught up this year about thinking teams are still who they are. And I think the Jags are still who they are. A team that is not who I still think they are in this case is the Giants. I mean, what the hell? Just one loss in the season. They're playing damn good ball here. So at this point, you're playing against a team that you're supposed to beat. Like, this is we're supposed to beat this team type of game here. Just to continue on their dominance. There's a shocking dominance per se. In this on the early season here, and then they're also a dog, so I'm riding with that. And you always say these Giants and Daniel Jones on the road, and here he is again on the road. So I'm riding with you here with your best bet here in these Giants. As sad as it always pains me to say to lean with a team or like a team in the NFC East, I like the Giants here.
The NFC Beast, baby. This is the year.
I don't know how the Giants are actually doing for real. Like, the math is not really mathing, but they're just playing football. I really can't call it. I don't know.
I don't know either.
All right, let's see what you guys got for these. Couple teams laying a touchdown or more at home. Bengals are laying 6 against the Falcons. The undefeated against the spread Falcons, total of 47. Cowboys laying 7 at home against the Lions. Dan Campbell, my bestie in the testy. Start with you, Sound Man. Any thoughts on this game total, or who would you rather lay it with, rather?
It's a tricky one, not a tricky one for me. I think it's kind of, I don't know who I pick my poison with here. I mean, like, I've been on the Falcons all season long. I've been riding the fact that they're undefeated against the spread here. But I'm also been a big fan of the Cowboys this year, right? And you get Dak back this week. I think this is we all know the Lions just stay in the game. Dan kind of covers that spread, but you get Dak back this week coming off that L at night against the Eagles. This should be a game that you probably want to, click on all cylinders here. Got these Lions off of a bye, so it's kind of tricky. Gun to my head, I like the Cowboys and everything they've been doing this year. I obviously like Dan Campbell covering spreads, but I'm gonna just continue riding with the Falcons here, being undefeated against the spread. So I guess in that case, I would be loving. What you say? Who am I fading? Which one am I fading? Which touchdown?
Who would you rather lay it with? Who would you rather lay?
Oh yeah, well at that point, then bam, I'm going Cowboys here. Sadly, yet again, -7 out of the 2.
All
right, Paris. Any leans or likes in this game? Props. What do you think about these two? Or who would you rather?
Don't have any props yet in this game, and I have not bet either sides yet. I just don't like this game that much. But if I had to play, I would lean Falcons. The Falcons can't stay perfect the whole year, but the 6.5 is enough points to get me here. And teams that have started 6-0 versus spread are something like 7-4 in the next game, something like that. So I'd rather lay it. I'd rather get the points than lay it for sure.
All right. So rather, if you had to lay it with either team, Bengals or the Cowboys, who you laying it with? Cowboys?
The Bengals or the Falcons?
No, like either. There's 2 different games. I'm asking who.
I would definitely rather of those two. Because I like the Lions there, so I would never lay the 7 with the Cowboys. I would take the Falcons for the 6.5.
Yeah, I would rather lay it with the Bengals in this case. The 6, 7 is a big number. And these Lions team usually just stay around. Dan Campbell 14-8 against the spread. Don't feel too strongly about either way in this one. Lean Lions, but I'd rather lay the 6 with the Bengals than lay the 7 with the Cowboys. At least in this spot, as the Cowboys 19-22 home fave since 2016. And we know what the Falcons have done this year. So I would rather lay it with the Bengals. Next game, Colts division game. I'm gonna start with you, Sal, man. I feel like this is your division. Colts catching 2 points at the Titans. Titans landed 2, total of 42. Titans under Vrabel 4-1 against the spread after a bye week. Frank Wright as a head coach 14-7-2 against the spread as a road dog. Sound man, which way you lean?
As of today, man, I really don't know. I looked at this and I was like, damn, these guys are getting both their divisional games out the way this early in the season. I'm never a fan of that. I always think that both of these teams tend to split. And obviously, the Titans beat the Colts already. Now you're back home after the bye. Colts are playing weird football. And, I just don't know. I don't know what's going on with this game. And I don't like the -2 here. My heart of heart wants me to lean with the King here. But, I just think they always split. And the 2 is weird to me. I would just lean Colts because I think they'll split, man. I'm leaning Colts.
I lean Colts as well. I think it would have been a like at the 2.5. It literally just dropped down before I sent these numbers out.
Weird.
But the Colts, they outgained the Titans in that game that they played earlier in the season. I think the Titans, they got away with that Carson Wentz pick, to really kind of make them seem like they're a pretty good team, but they're not. 32nd in opponents passing yards per game. We know Matt Ryan lit it up last week. So I think there's some opportunities here. And then King Henry, hasn't been looking that great. They're 21st in the league in rushing yards. So I would lean with the Colts plus the points. Paris, you got anything in this one?
I would actually lean the other way. I would lean the Titans right here. Just with Vrabel, the 4-0 after the bye. There's some, I don't have the stats in front of me, the numbers in front of me, but I've seen in a couple of chats some interesting splits with Matt Ryan playing outside, and they're pretty ugly. So I would lean the Titans here, but I do like the under here as well. Division games with the second game of the season lets them muck it up, much more unders, and Colts are the last 6 road games have gone under the number. So I think a lot of things correlate to the under here. So I would lean Titans here at home division, but I like the under here for sure.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of value on that under. So I don't know if I just cursed you or not, but I think there's value. All right, a couple Super Bowl champions. I want to talk about this number. Packers laying 5 at the Commies, total of 41. Talked about it last week, but this 5 just 4.5 to 5. So that 5.5 has not been covering. We look at last week. I think it was I'm not sure who it was last week. The 5. I know the week before that
it was Giants Ravens.
Yeah, Giants Ravens. Yeah, that was the 5 last week. The week before that was the Eagles. They didn't cover that 5 early in the season. They didn't cover the 5 against the Lions. The Saints were laying 5 that week 1. I took Mariota so that 5 has not been covering, which is why I lean the Commies here. 8-6 against the spread after a win under Ron Rivera, but probably won't bet this game at all. Sound man, you got anything?
Yeah, I'm not betting this game at all either, man. I got nothing for the Commies, bro.
That's fair. Paris, talk to me.
Trader, Benedict. Well, everyone likes to refer to that stat with A-Rod and LaFleur being 10-2 versus spread and again straight up at post loss. But the Packers don't look right, and the Commies got something at the first time their backup QB comes in. I think they're 7-2 versus spread, something like that. So I'm just not even sure who they're going with, like Heineke or Howell. Do you remember that? Do you remember that that Instagram where the Commies posted, and they were like, when Heineke sees the pylon, it was like the joint with the emoji.
I've seen it all, bro. I'm not getting hype again over this, bro. I'm not. I can't.
I was actually searching for that Instagram for the longest while, and I gave up. But I was So I would lean the commies here, but I wouldn't touch it again. Honestly.
Yeah, I think it's that's pretty.
I think this is the get right game. I mean, you said the Packers aren't looking good, man. If you want to get right, play the Commanders in Landover as
I feel like
well.
it could be a big game for Robinson. I mean, Packers average, they're giving up over 135 on the ground per game, so this definitely could be his come out party. And then I feel like the Rivera's played the Packers well in his career.
I don't know. I mean, last year they lost by 14, 24-10. You know what I mean? Like same deal. Same quarterback for us. Like
it's Howard homecoming and Maryland homecoming, so the vibes might be high.
Vibes are not high. They're not gonna be there. They're not gonna be at Landover. The hell?
That's fair. All right. Bucks land double digits at the Panthers. Bucks just 9-11 against the spread, roll fave since Brady's gotten there. 9-6 against the spread division games, though. Panthers 6-10-1 as a home dog since 2018. I got nothing. I lean with the Panthers, but I really got nothing on this game. Paris, anything specifically in this one?
Panthers Bucks. It is always a classic home division dogs. So I would lean Bucks just because of the strength of the Panthers can't score. Like they actually cannot score the ball. But I would wouldn't bet this game just because home division dogs cover it. I don't know how it's gonna happen, but they're gonna cover that number probably. I would probably lean. I like the under here. Totals of 42. With totals between 41 and 43.5 since 2016. Brady's
at 40 now, 39.5.
It's dropping again. I see a 42 right now at Williams Hill.
Okay.
But just numbers around the area. I think versus spread, Brady's 44, 15-1. But the under 3-0, the Bucks 3 road games this year, and 37-20 in the road games to 2016 for Brady. So I would actually like the under a lot in this game.
All right, Sound Man, you got anything in this one?
Another weird. Let me just start with saying I'm not fucking with Brady and these Todd Bowl Bucks this year, man. I don't like this 11 points. That's kind of ugly. To Drew's point, man, I just think they're gonna cover. I think the Panthers are gonna cover somehow, some way, in a weird way. These Bucks aren't right, and these Panthers are also just trying to essentially blow up the team at this point. So it's just like two weird teams. You just got Brady on the other side with more weapons, but it's just I don't got nothing for this game. It's gonna be an ugly game. I just think they'll cover somehow, some way, but I wouldn't touch it because I got nothing for Todd Bowles and his guys. Nothing.
Somehow, some way. It's gonna be. I can't. It's unexplainable.
Feed McCaffrey. You know what I'm saying? Like, do something. They'll just fuck around and lose by 9 or something.
Hook or crook. All right. I got another potential best bet on the Browns plus 6.5 at the Ravens. We know all AFC North and NFC West teams under their current regime are 56% or greater against the spread. We love that. So I like this Browns team after they lost. I think it's about 2 or 3 in a row now. Bill Belichick spanked that last week, holding Nick Chubb and guys to season lows, but 8-5 against the spread as a road dog since 2020 under Stefanski. This Browns team is. They haven't fared well against the Ravens, which I'm kind of on the fence about. Just 3-11 against the spread division games, but Ravens, I mean, something's up. Lamar, I feel like he misses a throw or two every game that could probably put it away. So I feel like I got that on my side. And then the Browns are able to run the ball. Ravens giving up 5 yards, over 5 yards per carry. So I think that, Browns be able to maybe get this lead and, a Lamar mistake, and we just stay in that 6.5 in division. So I like the plus 6.5 here. Paris, any thoughts?
Yeah. So I guess I have a bet I like here as well that kind of goes against yours. I like the Ravens on the first half. I see a -4 plus 100 right now. So even though Lamar has not been covering as a favorite, and I do think the offense has been kind of stagnant lately, but I think there's been a direct correlation with Bateman being out, and I think Bateman comes back this week. And the Bateman, even though he may not be a huge stat producer and contributor stat-wise, but I think he helps his offense move much better than they have been. And I think that's where you see the Ravens get these huge leads, and then the offense kind of goes stagnant. But but Lamar specifically is just in this spot right here, 4-0 versus spread versus Stefanski. And then Lamar in division, since he's been a starter, is 12-3-1 in division on the first half spread, and 28-13-1 on the first half spread following an L the Ravens are the past few years. So I like the Ravens. I'm gonna pay up a little bit to -4, but I'm getting the plus money, plus 100 out. I like that as like my best bet for this game.
Yeah, Ravens first half has been profitable. I made that bet myself a few times since the Lamar era and cashed it. Sound man, what do you think about this?
I'm on your side here. Ultimately, I like the Browns plus the 6.5. Man, I mean, Ravens can't close a damn game. Their injury point is long as fuck. Your quarterback's got a hip that he's dealing with. Running backs coming back from ACLs. Whole linemen are hurt. Receivers are hurt. Everybody's hurt for them. So I'm really just relying on the fact that they're -42 in the fourth quarter point differential. Browns don't need the Browns don't need the lead. They don't need the lead early and they have to hold on to it. Like the Ravens will give it up. We've seen them give it up several times this year. So 6.5, I think they can cover that. I mean, like we just said, they were 5.5, and they did not cover that last week. So it's just like, yo, come on, give me the Browns. Like we always said, divisional AFC North games as well. Like, yeah, I like the Browns here plus 6.5. Won't call it a Soundman special, but I'm definitely vibing with them plus 6.5 here.
Great stat, Soundman. I feel like it correlates with all of our plays. It correlates with the first half of Paris. It correlates with my plus 6.5. I just think that that differential in the fourth quarter speaks volumes. And then
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah, I believe they lost 5 out of the 6 last games at home the Ravens have. So, but first half has been profitable, Ravens. All right. The Jets, Paris, your squad laying 1 point at the Broncos, total of 38.5. And I am hearing through the grapevine that Russell Wilson may not play in this game. That's why this look ahead was 3.5. Broncos, Jets -1 now. Paris, any thoughts, any props? Talk to me.
Nothing for the side, honestly. The Broncos, if Russ does not play, is that an upgrade?
That's what I was going to say. That's what I was going to get.
Who's behind them? Is it who?
I think it's Blake Griffin or something like that. Yeah. He's a Jag, but who knows? But it doesn't matter. I would take the nothing for the side, but this was not meant to be this way. But this is an under week for me. I like the under here. I don't think this number can get low enough. Zach Wilson's actually not done anything on offense. We have our rushing defense, our rushing offense has been pretty good, but we're definitely staying a step up in competition on the defensive end. We win against the Dolphins, Steelers. We have not been scoring much. Defense has been scoring a lot of us in nice plus positions on the field, but I don't really believe in Zach Wilson as offense. I definitely don't believe in the Broncos offense. I'm rocking the under here. The Maha unders are 40 and 22-1 since 2015. So I'm just running historical data right under here.
Yeah, I lean with the Broncos because the number has gone from 3.5 for the Broncos over to -1 for the road team. And then I think that if you do want to bet the Broncos, though, wait till the news of Russell Wilson being out. And then, you'll probably get a better number, and that's when you hammer it. And this Broncos team has been pretty good defensively. I feel like the quarterback has been kind of holding them back. So it may be an upgrade, or at least, no fall off. Salman, any thoughts?
Don't have too many thoughts, but it's just like, man, since when did we have to look at the Jets? Like, when's the last time we've been interested to watch the Jets? I think we don't care about the Broncos here. I want to watch the Jets play football. I want to watch them play this game. I have nothing for the Broncos. I want to see Brees, and I want to see Sauce Gardner. I have nothing for this game, no size, no anything like that. I like all these over-under plays you've been talking about today, though, Drew. Been making a lot of sense. I got nothing for it besides that, though.
Yeah, like I said, I lean Broncos, but it's a lot to be.
Sauce will be in the next jersey I cop, though. We got another one. We got another one. I think we're down to plus 300. We're the top rookie of the year and defensive player of the year, offense and defense. I think Brees is plus 400 now, and Sauce is plus 300 right now. So that's lit. I mean, let's get it.
That's lit. All right, a couple AFC West teams laying points at home. Chargers laying 5 against the Seahawks. Look at it was 7.5 down to 5. Chargers this 9-9 against the spread after a win under Justin Herbert. And Raiders laying 7 against the Texans. Raiders just 5-7 against the spread as a home fave since Derek Carr has been drafted. I would rather lay it with the Chargers here. I think the Seahawks, they've been playing well, but this is a different type of animal. Opponents rushing yards and pass. The Seahawks give it up on defense, man. I think it kind of goes under the rug since Geno's been playing so well. But I think that in this spot, Chargers land less than a touchdown. I think it's a good spot for them. So I'm willing to lay the 5 points here myself. Sal, man, any thoughts?
Who would I rather lay it with? It would probably be just for the shorter number, even though we've just been talking about this 5 and this 5.5.
Well, that's on the road though. That's on the road.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, still, I would do the shorter number. Let me start by saying I'm very tired of both of these AFC West teams. Right, actually, all three, besides the Chiefs. Like I'm tired of them. Like they're underachieving tremendously. And here you go again. I really don't. I don't see them covering both teams. I don't see it. Like I'm tired of the Raiders. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of these Chargers, and I just don't see it. But I mean, who's playing? Either team. The Texans, like you said, Seahawks. It's a different beast here. They're still out west. They're just traveling down south a little bit. But these Texans, man, and the Raiders, like you would expect for the Raiders to win. You would expect for the Raiders to win a few games, or at least be in a few games, and they just have it. So I don't know about them covering a touchdown. So I'd rather hope for the Chargers to win by a touchdown over these Raiders. So gun in my head, I'd rather lay it with Herb and these guys.
All right, same here. Paris, any thoughts, any props on these games? Who would you rather lay it with?
I really like both dogs here, but if I had to lay, I would never lay with the Raiders. Just with them being the double bye, there's some pretty impressive stats with the underdog on double buys. And the Raiders have been so bad historically opposed to buy, so I would never do that. But so I would lay with the Chargers here. I would kind of just hope that they can get it right on and get the rushing attack right. We'll get an Eckler, the short passing game. But I don't know how they cover either, so I literally don't take my bread. I don't want to do it.
All right. Last couple games on the board. Chiefs land 2.5 at the 49ers. Chiefs 9-7 against the spread after a loss under Mahomes. 49ers 31-29 against the spread non-division games under Shanahan. I like the Chiefs in this spot. I think they need to run the ball a little bit more. 49ers, though, so banged up, going through so many injuries. I just can't catch the points with them right now. And I'd rather lay it with the Chiefs. But it's just a lean right now for me at the Chiefs. Paris, any thoughts, any props?
I would lean with the Chiefs here as well, but I do have a prop for this game. And it's kind of been going, if you follow me in the Discord, we kind of go against a prop I've been doing a lot. I've been going under and Clyde Edwards-Helaire rushing attempts for a few times, I think at least 3 times now. But I'm actually thinking going the other way now and going over 8.5 rushing attempts at -112 right here. I think the numbers are getting too deflated. They are getting McKinnon in more a lot, but it kind of correlates with the type of game script it is. With the Niners, they're not going to put up a lot of points. I don't see that it would be a much more ground and pound rushing game, which will allow the Chiefs to kind of keep the ball on the ground, and which keeps Edwards-Helaire more involved. So I'm actually going over 8.5 rushing attempts to Clyde -112. My best bet for this game.
All right, Sal, man, any thoughts?
Interesting game to me, and it's only interesting to me because Super Bowl rematch here. They haven't played since the Super Bowl, right? We might be some juice in that building for that. I wish they were entirely healthy, like the Trent Williams was out there, would have made it a little bit more fun or motivation. But if this is not motivation, I don't know what is. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy G's out here. Obviously, we know he missed the throw. Maybe he's like, oh, maybe I should make that throw on this game. You know what I'm saying? I say all that to say I have nothing for the 49ers. Yeah, I like the Chiefs -2.5.
I do want to see Kelsey versus Warner. That'd be good stuff.
You know what I'm saying? You got 2 tight ends in here, Kelsey, Kittle. Let's vibe. We haven't played since they played it in preseason, but who cares about that? But they haven't played since that Super Bowl. So at home, 49ers really aren't that good typically at home though. So that's what's kind of weird to me. But who knows, man? Dogs have been fucking winning these days, so who the hell knows?
Yeah, too many injuries for me with San Francisco, but the defensive stats looks great. But a couple more DBs went out last week. All right,
Yeah.
Sunday Night Football. Last 2 weeks, this has been my spot, baby. And I think I'm gonna go for the trifecta. Steelers are at the Dolphins. Dolphins laying 7, total of 44.5. I got a like on the Miami Dolphins. After losing 3 in a row, I think it's a good spot for them. Tua coming back. Steelers, that was just, really impressive. Was it impressive on their part, or was it more the Tampa? I don't really know. I think it was more on the Tampa's end. But they were able to, convert some third downs. The Steelers were late in that game. I think that's more so on Tampa. The Dolphins, though, celebrating the 50 years of the 72, the winless team, or the, undefeated team that night. I think that, the Steelers, the 30th opponent's passing yards per game. I think Waddle, Tariq, those boys get after it. Steelers have been bad, except last week. I'm not fooled by one particular game at home against the struggling Bucks. I'm going to lay the 7 here. I like it. And potential best bet, Dolphins -7. And Dolphins 9-3 against the spread as a home fave since 2018. Soundman, what do you got in this game?
I don't really have too much, man. I'm a fan of the Dolphins when Tua's in. I'm also a fan of teams searching for a win. Like you said, they're lost 3 straight after starting 3-0. So, they kind of want to win. I think they'll win. The 7 is kind of high for me to want to lay it. But the Steelers definitely coming in here big-headed off of beating the Bucks. Granted, these Bucks, like I said, I'm not feeling them, but it still is the Bucks at the end of the day. Tom Brady's Bucks at that. So they might come in here a little inflated. Night game as well. Motivational P, man. I mean, they're celebrating their 50th of that undefeated season. I mean, why not go out here and put on a show? I'm not gonna ride with laying the 7, but I would lean Dolphins here for sure.
All right, Paris, last game for us. What do you think about this one?
No real lean. I guess I would lean the Dolphins, but correct me if I'm wrong. Is Flores back in Miami this Sunday?
Yep.
Wow.
Flores is back in Miami this Sunday. So I just just for something like that, I would not lay it with the Dolphins, but I guess I would lean the Dolphins. But I just feel like too many points. I hope it is Pickett rather than Trubisky. But with the new protocols, it probably seemed like players are missing at least a week with the head injury, especially quarterbacks. So it'd probably get Trubisky, but hopefully it's Pickett. But Tomlin was talking yesterday, and hopefully it's going to be Pickett. But I think with the Dolphins is a nice, really get right spot. The last 3 games have all been affected with the QB going out. The last 4 games, honestly.
Yeah.
The 3 games that they had QB switch in the first quarter. I mean, that's very hard. This is very hard to kind of maintain some continuity. I do have a bet in this game as well. I got Tyreek Hill over 5.5 receptions, -115. Right, you can get that FanDuel and DraftKings right now. I mean, Tyreek's cleared this number 5 last 5 games. So if you look at some of the next gen all 22 of tape, that Tyreek, the way that McDaniel's getting Tyreek open right now, is like a masterclass. Like what Tyreek said the other day, where I think a reporter asked him, doesn't matter who's throwing the ball. He's like, if you threw me the ball, I get 100 yards. Like that's what the offense is giving up right now. They're really centered around Waddle and Tyreek, and the way they're using Tyreek is a very low ADOT, which leads to a high amount of catches, and he's just very, very good. So I'm gonna keep going back to the well. Tyreek over 5.5 receptions at -115.
All right, there it is. And before we get out of here, tease me picks, 2-team teaser, 6 points. I'm gonna go with the Dolphins -1, and then I will also take no, that's Penn and Russell Wilson. Also give me the Colts +8. So I'll do that. Soundman, what you got for me?
I also like the Colts +8, and I'm taking the Bengals at a pick 'em.
All right, Paris, what you got? 6 points, 2 teams.
6 points, 2 teams. Let me think real quick. I'm gonna take the G-Men +9.
Okay.
And let me get what's the Lions number right now? 7? 7.5. I'll give them 13.5.
It's 13 though. It's 7 right now.
Oh, it's 13. Okay, I'll take a 13. It's all good. I like the line. I'm at 7, so I'll take my 13 for sure.
All right, there it is. And best bets before we get out of here. Me, Giants plus the 3 points, or plus the 3.5. We can get the 3.5. So I like that. And minus, what was the minus on the 3.5? Where we land? It was under minus 120. It was under minus 120.
Minus 120. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, right. So we get the plus 3.5 best bet for me. Paris, you got a best bet, a prop best bet?
Yep. I got just a quick review of the props I laid out. I'll put them in the Discord after this. Got Trevor Lawrence over 3.5 rush attempts at plus 115. You got I also laid on first half play with the Ravens at -4 plus 100, and also Tyreek Hill over 5.5 receptions at -115 as well.
All right, and Soundman, you got a Soundman special for us or best bet? I feel like you won your best bet last week.
It's good to know, man. Soundman special though. I'm back. It's been a while. Giants, man.
Spooky season.
Give me the Giants, baby.
Let's get it.
All right. Catch you guys next week. Prop God, appreciate you running up the annual appearance. And yeah, we'll be at y'all. Let's get it.
I'm trying to come back soon. Let's ride. Let's ride.
Let's ride.
Let's ride. I want to ride it.
Yo, chill out, bro. Oh,
that
man.
was cool. That was nice. That was nice. What time does the game start?
About to start.
Oh, excellent.
That's why I be trying to move through these shows these days. I was like, we can do a 3-man week.
You got any action on Sixers Bucks right now?
No, I really Thursday action is I be having to finish these notes Thursday and all work. I could barely get action on Thursday. But Sunday is my day, sharpening up. You know what I mean?
I'm about to put these plays in the Discord right now.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna hit y'all.
All right.
Deuces.